Hello, I just wanted to hop on and talk about paper today. I know that I had posted a video a couple of days ago about brushes, and maybe it was about a week ago or so. And today I just wanted to come in and just talk about a little bit about watercolor paper. There's so many options out there when you go shopping. It's just hard to know, what's the best thing. So I just thought I could do a quick run through of paper. I might have done this in one other video, but so again, I guess there are two kinds of paper. There's kind of this cotton paper, and then there's some paper that is more a mixture of cotton and other fibers. And I guess I would start with Affordability. Well, my favorite paper for Affordability would be this Canson XL watercolor paper. It's cold press, and it comes in a whole slew of different sizes. This one's 9 by 12. I think the key thing is to look for something that's at least 140 pounds. That way it doesn't buckle. That's 140 pounds and 300 GSM. And you'll see that over here on the, in the corner of the pad. And you'll look for cold press. So this paper has a little bit of you can see that it has a little bit of a tooth to it, but it's not rough. It's got just enough tooth that it's a lovely paper for watercolor. Let me just show you something that I did with it. These are some just leaf practice. I have a little leaf practice, just so that you can see, what paint is like on the paper. There's one with leaves. I have something else here, I think. Maybe I don't. Oh yeah, and then I have this one here, another floral piece. So you can see with this paper, you get beautiful blooms, and you have beautiful texture, and these runs, the way the watercolor kind of runs and spreads on the paper. It's pretty nice paper. It's affordability, and it's durability. So this is one of those sheets. I've masked it off with a little bit of masking tape so that I could have a crisp white edge. I used a little light stain on the background, and this is just one single color, I think an indigo blue, where I just painted some flowers. And this is just a graph, like a black, lamp black, watered down watercolor paint, just diluted. Okay, so that's this pad, I think here in Boston is running me something like $9, $10 for a pad, 30 sheets, which isn't bad. Places like Blick, back to school sales, you can get 2 for the price of 1. Look for times of the year where you can buy that, maybe you can buy it in bulk. So this is that 140 pound, 300 gram, and it's a cold press paper. This is what I would say a good student grade paper. The next one that I really like is this fluid watercolor paper. Comes in several sizes. Now it's interesting, this is on a block, and it's buckled down on 2 sides, and then you would peel it off with like a palette knife when you're done. This one is just a pad, a regular old everyday pad. So this is kind of nice. Now this one also has, a fairly nice texture. And let's see, do I have anything here that I painted on that? I don't know if I have any samples. I don't think I do. No. But it's got a very nice texture, and it's affordable. This is a little bit more expensive, I think, than the Canson XL. And this is they come in 8 by 8, 9 by 12, and a little bit bigger as well. A thing I should mention too that's really important is both of these are cold press. Cold press has like a finish to it. It has a roughness to it. The other thing that you would look for in terms of surface would be a hot press paper. Hot press is, just think about if you'd iron something, you get all the wrinkles out and it's smooth. This is a very smooth watercolor paper. It's great for, you know, detailed illustrations, layered work. If you're going to digitize it, in other words, scan it in your computer, the paper has no grain to it, so it makes it easier to clean it up in a Photoshop or any you know, technical program where you want to kind of digitize it and use it for something other than just wall art or hanging it. So Blick brand is really affordable. This is up a notch. This is 100% cotton, and it's got a lovely finish as well. I think this is one of them. You can see that you've got these beautiful blooms and back runs, and there's a lot of variety in the grain. You can see that that's a really nice sturdy surface paper to paint on. So that's the Blick Premier. This is 7 by 10. It gets bigger. This is middle of the road in terms of affordability. Now, I know, what does that mean? Whatever that means. I think I got a block like this, a 9 by 12 block, was probably roughly $20, $24 for, I think, 20 sheets. So don't quote me on the price because the prices will change, but I'm kind of going in the level of affordability here. This one is middle of the road. And then we get into a more expensive paper, which would be the Stonehenge. Again, this one is 300 GSM, 140 pounds, acid-free, 100% cotton. This is one of my favorite papers. It's got a block. This is a block again, and it's glued. This one's almost used up, but the opening is over here where you'd slide a palette knife in to just release it from its moorings once the painting's done. Let's see, what have I got going on here? I think I have a couple of these that I can show you. You can see this paper just feels, you can feel the cotton in it. It's really lovely. You can actually hear it. The fibers feel very, the sound of the paper is just delicious. And if I go in really close, you can see that there's all this great granulation and texture, and it just has so much to offer. So I'll give you a little slideshow of some of the pieces that I've done with that paper. Look at how the pigments just, I think when it's 100% cotton, you can just get so many, you know, the paper absorbs it so much, and you can just keep adding and adding and getting these delicious blooms and layers of texture. So that is your Stonehenge. This one is also, now this is, I think it's expensive. It's, you know, there's only 15 sheets in this pad, but I'm telling you, it's delicious paper. And if you can afford it, it's certainly worth, you know, trying to check it out. They also come in sheets. This comes in sheets, which you can order, I think, on Blick. And then you would tear them down to use them. And then you have to just tape them off. It wouldn't be in a block like this, but it's really nice paper. Okay, my favorite of all time, drum roll, is the Arches. It is sort of, for me, the Cadillac of all papers. 100% pure cotton, 300 GSM, 140 pounds. It also comes higher weights. I don't believe that the Stonehenge the Stonehenge might come a little bit heavier weight, but 140 pounds is, you know, what you want. And it can go up from there to a thicker paper. It's like painting on kind of a cardboard. It's really like premier paper. So here's one. I'm still working on this one. And you can see here this is where I'd slip that palette knife in to kind of release it. I think I've shown that in another video, how that works. You just slip the knife in and just release it from its moorings. And again, here's that beautiful grain and texture on this paper. And you can just feel it. It's just delicious to paint on. And I really like the way when you just drop wet and wet, what happens to, you know, the paint. When you drop wet paint in wet paint, it kind of just takes off and runs. And that's a great thing about watercolor. Sometimes you like to watch it paint itself. It can be quite lovely. So that's that brand. There's one other one. Let's see. This is Winsor & Newton, 100% cotton, and I like this one too. I don't buy it as often, but it's got lovely. Look at the way that those colors kind of spread on within the textures of the fibers of the paper. It's just really lovely, and that's one of the things that's so delightful about watercolor. As the way that the paper and the materials interact with one another, and it's why I think it becomes sort of addictive. This is this is a Fabriano, a fluid, sorry, block. And you can see that there's texture here, but it's a little flatter. This paper's a little bit flatter. This is that paper that's not 100% cotton. So you can see that the colors are still lovely and vibrant, but it doesn't have the same texture. What else do I have? Yeah. This is Stonehenge, and you can see the beautiful texture. And this has got a little bit of gouache in it. You can see the flat shade color of this paint is gouache. Got blue. There's that incredible texture here with the way it granulates. Now that's partly the paint, but it also has this wonderful surface. The paper is partly to play with what you see here. Another one. And then I have one more. This was a very large, just big. This is, again, Stonehenge. This is a big sheet of Stonehenge paper. And there's that granulation again. Okay, so I hope this helps. Let me know below if you want to watch me paint sometime, and I hope this helps you in your journey when you are going off to the art supply store to pick out your paper. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to answer them. Okay, bye, thanks.